Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to Gnan Cloud Garage. In this session, I'm going to talk about what are the key benefits of AI and ML enhancements in vSphere 8. So here is the agenda. So before we going to talk about the key benefits of AI and ML enhancements in vSphere 8, we need to quickly recap our vSphere 8 architecture. What is the VMware vSphere 8 architecture for modern computing? And we'll talk about what are all the top 10 key benefits of VMware vSphere 8 and what is the current state of IT today and customer requirements. So once we understand the customer requirement, we should easy to correlate with our key benefits of AI and ML enhancements in vSphere 8. And then the further importance of enhancements are it includes what is the unified management for AI and ML hardware accelerators and how to simplify hardware consumption with the device groups, and also what is the next generation of virtual hardware devices. Okay, so let's start with the first point. And within our vSphere 8 architecture for modern computing, as we are aware, CPU mainly for a business applications and a graphical processing unit for graphics intense AI and ML apps, and a DPU for infrastructure and the data services. So now we are focusing on the AI ML apps enhancements. And we are this topic top 10 key benefits we already covered in our previous session. So today we are focusing on the fifth point, artificial intelligence ML enhancement. What is the actual enhancements and all we can discuss now. So the current state of IT today and customer requirement, this is also one of the important point, and we quickly recap this point also. So as we are aware, all the workloads are running on a mixed clouds. Okay, and workload means a workload is a service or application uploaded onto the cloud or on premises. So normally all our traditional applications are running on a on-premises environment, and some of the customers they may move their enterprise applications to the private cloud. So private cloud, one example is VMware VCF, and we can use VMware VCF latest version 4.5 VMware Cloud Foundation that can be used for the private cloud and also a hybrid cloud. Okay, and all our core enterprise applications can run on private cloud. And some customers they may recommend to move their cloud native apps to the AWS. So AWS is one of the popular public cloud software. So within the AWS public cloud portal, we can run our cloud native applications, and some customers they may prefer to use cloud based productivity applications on a Microsoft Azure cloud. That is also customer's choice. And some customers may use their all analytics applications can run on a Google Cloud software or Google Cloud platforms. Okay, better instead of software word we can use platform. So Google Cloud platform we can run all our production analytics applications. Okay, and some customers if they have any remote locations or kind of edge location, they can run edge native applications specifically on edge sites. Okay, so this is a common for organization to organization. And now here what the key point is, enterprises moving from mono cloud, that means single cloud, to multi cloud, and workloads are growing everywhere. It can be on premises, private cloud, or any of the public cloud. Even the public cloud, most popular one, AWS, Azure Cloud, and Google Cloud. Not only these three clouds, recently there are some other clouds also started working, like Oracle Cloud, IBM Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, and so on. Okay, and another point is, according to a 451 research study, 75% of all enterprises have multi-cloud footprints. Okay, that is as per research, it is confirmed that 75% of all enterprises have a multi-cloud footprints. But here the key point is, however, many enterprises choose to run mission critical workloads. That means very critical applications on premises still it is running on a on-premises only to take the advantage of data locality, predictable workload performance, and low network latency. So this area VMware focused specifically for in vSphere 8. Okay, so mission critical workloads. So because all our production workloads still on a on-premises, but in that on-premises main applications are artificial intelligence and also the machine machine learning application. So this graphic intensive AI and ML apps, VMware given a some enhancements compared to vSphere 7 edition. So those enhancements we can discuss now. What are the key benefits of AI ML enhancements in vSphere 8? This is recently during the last week during the VMware Explore 2022 officially announced that compared to our previous edition, now in the latest version, 2 times of virtual GPU graphical processing units per virtual machine, it is increased the scalability, and similarly 4 times pass through devices, that means GPUs with peripheral component interconnect devices, it's already increased to 4 times compared to previous session. That means definitely it's a enhancement, and even who are using the existing environment, they migrated to vSphere 8, they can easily increase the vGPUs and also the pass-through devices. Okay, and I will explain the another 2 slides also about the same enhancement point. And another point is vSphere 8 supports higher complexity AI and ML models, scale available GPU resources. That means we can able to scale up our GPU resources. And the key point is support complex AI ML models with a 2 times increase of vCPU and speed up model training time with 4 times increase of pass-through devices. So I mentioned one condition is one. That means why it is 2 times increase. The reason is in vSphere 7 supports 4 vGPU and in the vSphere 8 supports 8 vGPU. This point we discussed in our previous session during the scalability session. I repeated again just for our easy understanding. So 2 times increase means this is the increase only. Previously 4 vGPU, now it is doubled. That's the reason VMware saying that AI and ML models with a 2 times increase of vGPU and also the speed up the training time with 4 times increase. The reason is previously in vSphere 7, it supports 8 pass-through devices. Now the count is increased to 32. That means 8 multiplied by 4 equivalent to 32. That means 4 times increase. Okay, that point I'm trying to elaborate here. Okay, now the actual enhancements with this increase is the three enhancements: unified management for AI ML hardware accelerators and simplified hardware consumption with the device group and the next generation of virtual hardware devices. So unified management means let's say you may have a question, what is unified management for AI and ML hardware? That point I will cover. And also I will cover how to simplify hardware consumption with the device group, and also what are the next generation of virtual hardware devices. Okay, so let's start with one of the key enhancement point. What is a unified management for AML hardware accelerators? Let's say we'll compare with vSphere 7 and latest vSphere 8 now. Normally in a vSphere 7, one key challenge customers challenge is management of multiple hardware devices. So these devices include, let's say normally we have a CPU that is the main heart or brain of the our server's motherboard. Within the CPU, we can connect it to the PCE switch. From the PCE switch, we can access all our PCI pass-through devices, which includes network interface card and also the multiple graphical processing units GPUs. So this is how it's connected in a vSphere 7. But the challenge is whenever we want to access the CPU through the PCIe switch, we can access individually NIC, GPU, and also the GPU. That is a usual procedure in vSphere 7. But when it comes to vSphere 8, what it happened is they introduced a solution. That solution name is device groups. Okay, so VMware brings up a device group in vSphere 8. So this device group, we can talk about it now. And let's say in vSphere 8 also, same like vSphere 7, we have a main processor, and the processor is interconnected to PCIe switch. This PCIe switch, it will help to connect to multiple devices. And even processor can also connect it to the other co-processors as well. So that means this is the high level diagram. So processor can talk to the co-processors, and also it will access the multiple devices through PCIe switch. Similarly for other processor also. But here, the key point is VMware introduced the solution called device group. So device group means generally the name itself says grouping of multiple devices. The same concept. So they introduced the device group, which will helps to group our GPU. If you have a multiple GPUs in our server hardware, that multiple GPUs can be group it, and it will be interconnect. That is called device group. And not only grouping along with the GPU processor, and we also have a concept of multiple devices. Like you can also group network interface card with the GPU, graphical processing unit. So that is the also available. So two options. If you see the first one, it's a intergroup interconnect device group with the GPUs only, and here interconnect device group with NIC card and GPU. So two different devices also can group it. Okay. And what is the benefit means definitely the performance is enhanced. One general example is, let's say if you are sending a message to, let's say 10 people, normally we are sending 10 times to the message. Suppose instead of sending the 10 times messages, what is the best way is if you have a WhatsApp group, you can make all the 10 people in the one WhatsApp group and send one message. It will be distributed to all at one shot. So same way, even in the device group will also help us to our A and ML applications to enhance the performance using the new device group functionality. And VMware say they introduce a new device group, but the key thing is, if we want to group a new device group, we need a third party vendors or partner also should be supported. Let's say our server hardware is HPE hardware. I'm using a GPU card from here. We have multiple GPU vendors, like we have a GPU vendors NVIDIA. We also have other third-party vendors like Intel and AMD. But currently, as per VMware Explorer, VMware Explorer, VMware officially says that NVIDIA is the first vendor to to do the joint solution of this device group. So when they're giving the NVIDIA solution, server with NVIDIA GPU, they have to provide some hardware device drivers also required. And also once we install the driver, this device group must be assigned to virtual machine. That is the key points. Those points I will cover in the next slide. So hope you clear about customers challenge multiple accessing the multiple devices. That is addressed in the vSphere 8 to introduce the concept of device group. And this device group, not only GPU devices, we can also group it with a NIC and GPU. Okay. And now what is the unified management for AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning hardware accelerators? As I mentioned, our server hardware must be included with NVIDIA vGPU. Not only one, we can configure with a multiple vGPUs using the PCI. Okay, peripheral component interconnect. So then, and what it will do is, device group can be composed of two or more hardware devices that share a common PCI switch, or devices that share a direct interconnect between each other. That is the concept of device group. And another point is, device group are discovered at the hardware level. So first must be discovered at the hardware layer and then presented to vSphere. So vSphere means it includes ESXi and vCenter. So that means devices groups are presented to ESXi first, and then followed by they are automatically discovered by vCenter server. And that this device group is added to your virtual machine as a single unit and not as a individual devices. Okay. And NVIDIA will be the first partner supporting device group with upcoming compatible drivers. So that drivers and also the how we can add it to the virtual machine, I will show you in the following slide. So that point is how to simplify hardware consumption with the device group. So how we can do is, normally our server hardware comes with a multiple vGPU, and then we are creating a device group. That device group, log into the vCenter server, select the virtual machine, right click the virtual machine, edit settings, and we have an option to add new devices. When you click on add new devices, there is an option to choose PCI device, peripheral component interconnect service. When you select PCI service, there we have a find the option to choose device selection. So during the device selection, you can see NVIDIA 1 grid or NVIDIA 2 grid, and we have a two groups. So multiple vendors are connected. So this device group, based on your requirement, you can select the specific device group and click on select. That is how we can simplify the hardware consumption with device groups. Okay, so let me elaborate this point. Device groups are added to your virtual machine using existing add new PCI device workflows, and also VMware vCenter server cluster features are vSphere HA and DRS. These two features are aware of device groups and will place VMs appropriately to satisfy the device group. Even while migration of vMotion and also load balancing time, these and all taken care by vCenter server. Okay, so that is the point here. Now, another key point is, how about the drivers? We are using a new device group, means definitely it require not only our server hardware drivers, it is also require a additional drivers. That concept also VMware saying that it's a new next generation of virtual hardware devices. That point we'll talk about it now. What is the next generation of virtual hardware devices? So virtual hardware device next generation is, it comes with the GPU. That means in our hardware we must have a device virtual, the specific device virtualization extension driver. DVX full form is device virtualization extension driver. This driver must be installed on our all ESXi host, and also this DVX also, this virtual device is mapped to our virtual machine through the device group. So device group, we can also call it as DVX virtual device, and it is common for all the virtual machines. Okay, and even if you are migrating VM from one ESX to another ESX, the another ESX also must have a drivers, the compatible drivers. Then only we can do a successful live migration from one ESXi host to another ESXi host. So let me show you the description of same points. So device virtualization extension, short form is DVX. So DVX builds on dynamic direct path IO and introduce a new framework and API for the application program interface for the vendors to create a hardware backed virtual devices. Okay, and DVX allows greater support for virtualization features such as live migration using vSphere vMotion, suspending and resuming a virtual machine, and support for a disk and memory snapshot. Okay, and another point is a compatible driver. Compatible driver means DVX driver. So it must be installed on the ESXi host and accompanied by the corresponding guest OS driver for the virtual device equivalent. Okay, so this is the key point. And a VM virtual machine consuming a DVX virtual device can be migrated using vSphere vMotion to another host that supports a same virtual device. Okay, so we should like our vMotion scenario, we talk about if you want to perform a virtual machine from one host to another host, there is some vMotion conditions like CPU family should be same family, and host must have minimum 1 Gbps network speed, and DNS naming convention should be enabled on both ESXi hosts. Similarly, when we are using this new next generation of device virtual extension on our one ESXi host hardware, and DVX driver must be run on another ESX also to perform the live migration. Okay, so I hope you clear about AI and ML apps enhancements in vSphere 8. Mainly, they given it 2 times of GPU and also 4 times of PCI devices. And also they introduced a new concept of a device group concept. And we talk about this device group we can also present it to the virtual machine. And if you want to present it to virtual machine and utilize the vCenter features like your HEA, DRS, vMotion and all, the condition from the VMware is the DVX driver must be installed on all our ESXi host. Okay, so hope you got the all the information. Thank you. And if you're watching this video first time, please do view, like, share, and subscribe to Gnan Cloud Garage channel. And if you are already subscribed, I appreciate all your support. Bye for now.